What is up, guys? It's Noble here from Roger Airsoft, and today we are going to be talking about basic infantry tactics. Now, this is a subject that can really help many of us in airsoft, paintball, military simulation, and more. Learning the principles behind modern warfare and how to apply them will give you, your squad, and your team a serious advantage.
Watch out, Wolf. We got a video camera. Got a video camera.
Now, this guide is aimed at providing a flexible, useful guide for operators that is not exclusively modeled after any single branch or service. Each service has their different quirks, so we will look at them all and explain the underlying principles behind them so that you can make your own judgments. In this lesson, we're going to talk about personal responsibility, care for equipment, squad organization, reaction to contact, violence of action, and communication.
May the force be with you.
So, personal responsibility. Basically, don't be the weakest link. Be an asset to your squad. Be the person who gets the job done. Do this and people will notice. Also think. Be smart. Know the objectives and orders. Don't overthink it. Follow the orders and get the job done. Be physically and mentally capable of carrying out your missions. Be willing to go through swamps, into tough situations, into areas of heavy fire. Navy SEALs don't get their reputation by taking only the easy jobs. Get dirty. Finally, know your weapon and how to make it shoot. If your gun doesn't shoot, you aren't helping anybody but the other team. This is the general structure of a military unit up to the company level. You will most likely be part of or leading a fire team or squad-sized element. Now, the important thing to note here is that there's no universal squad organization. Everybody does it a little bit differently. The United States Marine Corps uses 12 shooters divided into 3 fire teams, 3 squads in a platoon, 3 squads in a company. Marine units tend to operate in threes. The U.S. Army uses squads of 8 to 16 divided into 2 sections, more diverse and flexible in their organization than the Marines generally. Finally, the British Army uses a similar 9 shooters divided into 2 teams with a squad leader between teams. These are just 3 examples of squad divisions from units around the world.
We're the rebels. I'm a rebel. See ya? Rebel.
Now, formations are fun. One basic rule, not just for formations, but whenever in an active environment, maintain 360-degree coverage when stationary. Always have a gun in each direction when you're stopped. It should become a routine. Now, today we're going to look at the 3 big formations, the wedge, the column, and the line. Now, the column is not a line. It's used in dense terrain and low visibility, often used for traveling patrols. This formation is strong to the sides and weak to the front. Our squad puts the point man or a rifleman in front, but some put the team leader in front. I tend to always keep my automatic rifleman and my team leader together as much as possible. The wedge is also not a line. It's the most flexible formation, used when in combat or moving to contact. I usually position the heavy weapon to the weak side. The main advantage of the wedge is that it can give fire in all directions relatively easily, with a predisposition to engagement to the front.
I don't know.
The line is in fact a line. It's the opposite of a column, shoulder to shoulder, that gives the most firepower to the front. Used most often when in Overwatch, giving suppressive fire, and putting every possible gun on target. It's really the most basic formation of all the formations out there. It's the original, the good old-fashioned line, good for pointing every gun on target.
Give me a run for it.
Now, violence of action is one of the most critical components of tactical success, because there's more aggressive team has a definite psychological advantage. Essentially, this just means you need to attack hard and fast, and instill fear in your opponent. Seize the initiative, and keep the opponent's head down. Now, don't be reckless and go full Rambo. That doesn't work. Move with purpose from cover to cover. You're not Rambo, but if you can make your opponent think you are, then you win. It's the whole principle behind violence of action, being more aggressive, faster, more ready to hit hard than your enemy. Now, when met with contact, you need to find cover. Hit the dirt, get out of the line of fire, make sure that you don't get hit. After that, you identify the threats, figure out where the fire is coming from, communicate that to your team, and then return fire. As you return fire, you need to regain the fire superiority, and then you have the choice between assaulting the hostile position or continuing on your original mission. Last thing for today, let's look at bounding. Essentially, bounding is when one element gives suppressive fire while the other moves. Communicate between teams and always keep pushing forward. Also known as a fire advance, bounding is a very good way to keep fire outgoing while moving on position. Now, there's 2 basic types, alternative and successive. In alternative bounding, the moving element sprints past the covering element. In successive bounding, moving element never passes the lead element. The 2 different types aren't as important as the basic principle. One team covers, gives covering suppressing fire downrange. The other team moves under that cover. So that's the basic principle behind bounding. So here we have a very simple demonstration of bounding. Here the first team moves up. Now the second team is going to move while the first team covers. Now the second team gets set, and the first team now moves up past their position, covering the whole way, you would continue this process until you reached your objective or until all hostiles were defeated. So thank you for watching. Next time we're going to look at offensive, defensive fundamentals, attack plans, maneuvers, peeling, and more. Like and subscribe for the rest of the series, and leave a comment below if you have something you'd like to see covered. This PowerPoint presentation can be found at our website, linked in the description below. Thank you for watching. Peace out.
That was good.